Mistletoe is our plant of the month. Mistletoe is a Phorodendron tomentosum. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correct. So if it's not, if you want to correct me, please go ahead. But this plant was named by Thomas Nuttall from the Greek for, a thief, and dendron, a tree, which alludes to the genus's hemiparasitic habit. Thomas Nuttall, he was an English botanist and a zoologist who lived and worked in America from 1808 until 1841. So this is a perfect time of the year to be seeing mistletoe. As you can see in these trees over here in the picture on the left, there's two little cedar elm trees right here. And see how all of that stuff that's in the tree limbs, that is all mistletoe. There are no leaves on that. There are two trees here, one here, and of course this green stuff down here is juniper, ash juniper. So I'm not looking at that. All of the rest of the stuff that looks like it might be leaves, that's all mistletoe, and it really stands out this time of year. Later on, when the trees leaf out, you can't see it, but there's still some there. So how does it get there? And in this picture here, you can see the little white translucent berries. And birds are the primary vector for mistletoes. They consume the seeds from the one-seeded berries of mistletoe and excrete, regurgitate, or wipe their beaks on bark to remove the sticky seeds. Some of the birds that do this are cedar waxwings, silky flycatcher, bluebirds, and robins. The seeds germinate within the tree for several years, eventually producing a haustorium, a root-like structure that penetrates the host plant and extracts water and minerals from the infected tree or plant. If you look over here in this picture on the left, you'll see along this limb here how it sort of swells out like this. And then the limbs and leaves of the mistletoe come out from there, or branch out from there. I noticed that wherever there's mistletoe on a branch, it tends to develop an area like this that's kind of like a swelling there, and there is a mistletoe roots inside that part of the plant. It latches onto oak trees of most species, and also other species such as mesquite, hackberry, and elm. This one right here is on a mesquite tree, actually. The stems, flowers, and fruits also grow from the seed following the germination, with fruits being produced several years after infection. The leafy shrubs growing on trees produce spikes of tiny yellow flowers that are pollinated by the wind this time of year. This is another photograph here on the left of a mistletoe in a mesquite tree that I took this photograph yesterday. And these are the spikes of yellow flowers right here that you can see growing up among the leaves. So phorodendron is a hemiparasite, meaning that it produces its own chlorophyll, but it relies on the host plant to provide essential elements for growth and survival. Well, mistletoe doesn't kill directly, since the death of the host means the death of the mistletoe itself. Instead, the mistletoe weakens and disfigures the tree by robbing it of nutrition and sunlight, and eventually the host, being weakened, will probably die of another cause. So that's all I know about mistletoe.
So is there any good thing that comes from mistletoe?
Well, I don't know, unless you count, the kisses.
Oh yeah, okay. That'll work.
And it does actually provide food for, I know the deer eat it. I usually, if I see some that's within reach, I go and pull it off and throw it down on the ground so that the deer can eat it. Because
Oh, okay.
they will eat it. And of course, the birds, they eat the fruits.
Yeah,
So it has some benefit to wildlife.
okay.
What's the best way to take it out of the tree?
There is no really good way to cut it out of the tree except to cut the limb that it's on. What I do is these little stems that come up from it, they're pretty tender and easy to break off. So if they're within reach, I go out there with my hand and just break them off of the limb. Or if it's up higher, then I take a pole saw and maybe saw off the whole limb. Even if you just break off the limbs, though, it helps some. At least it prevents it from spreading as rapidly, but it will come back from the roots that are inside the limb unless you cut off the whole limb.
Oh, okay.
Got
Huh.
it. Thank you.